Hey everyone, Casey here. Today we're diving into the world of aviation to uncover some of the weirdest airplanes ever made. Buckle up, because this is going to be a wild ride. We're talking about planes that look like they were designed by a 5-year-old with crayons. Planes that defy logic, gravity, and maybe even good taste. But hey, that's what makes them so fascinating. So sit back, relax, and get ready to have your mind blown by some of the most bizarre flying machines ever conceived. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. First up, we have the Steeper Caproni, a plane so strangely shaped it earned the nickname the Flying Barrel. This Italian aircraft, built back in the 1930s, had this insane design where the entire fuselage was shaped like a giant barrel. I mean, can you imagine looking up and seeing this thing flying overhead? You'd probably think you were losing it. But the crazy thing is, the designers weren't just messing around. They were serious about this whole barrel thing. They believed that this unique shape would actually improve the plane's aerodynamic efficiency. They thought it would reduce drag and increase lift, basically making it a more efficient flyer. Did it work? Well, that's a story for a little later. Next, meet the Vought V173, affectionately called the Flying Pancake. And let me tell you, this thing lived up to its name. It was flat, like really flat. Imagine a pancake with wings and a cockpit stuck on top. That's basically what we're talking about here. This experimental aircraft, built during World War II, was the brainchild of an aeronautical engineer named Charles Zimmerman. He believed that a flat, disc-shaped body would provide superior lift and maneuverability. The V173 was actually just a test bed for a supersonic fighter jet called the V-22. But while the Pancake itself never saw combat, it sure did turn heads. Pilots who flew it said it was surprisingly stable and easy to handle. Chapter 3. The Oblique Wing Wonder. Our third entry is the NASA Ad-1, a plane that looks like it's straight out of a science fiction movie. This experimental aircraft from the 1970s was designed to test out a radical new concept, the oblique wing. Now, most airplane wings are, straight, but the AD-1's wing was mounted at an angle, like it was tilted to one side. And the really wild part? The pilot could actually change the angle of the wing in flight. They could pivot it from a straight position to a 60-degree angle, all while zooming through the air. The idea was that this would allow the plane to fly more efficiently at different speeds. Plus, it just looked freaking cool. Chapter 4. The Cold War Sea Monster. Coming in at number 4 is the Bertini-Berrier VVA-14, a plane that's as mysterious as it is bizarre. This Soviet-era aircraft was designed to be a true jack-of-all-trades, a flying boat, a bomber, and a submarine hunter, all rolled into one. The VVA-14 had this crazy design with a huge, flat fuselage, retractable pontoons for landing on water, and these massive vertical stabilizers that looked like they belonged on a spaceship. It was designed during the Cold War to counter the threat of US submarines, and the idea was that it could take off from water, fly low over the ocean to avoid radar, and then blast those subs out of the water with its arsenal of missiles and torpedoes. Chapter 5. The Goblin. Finally, we have the McDonnell XF-85 Goblin, a plane so small and strange it earned the nickname the Goblin. And trust me, this little guy was weird. The Goblin was designed during World War II as a parasite fighter, which is a fancy way of saying it was a tiny plane that could be launched from a bigger plane. Think of it like a fighter jet's version of those Russian nesting dolls. The idea was that a bomber plane would carry the Goblin under its belly and then launch it into combat to protect itself from enemy fighters. Once the Goblin was done dogfighting, it would then dock with the bomber in mid-air and get winched back inside. It was a wild idea, but it never really panned out. The Goblin was tough to control and had a nasty habit of bouncing off the bomber during docking attempts. That's it, folks, and there you have it, folks. Some of the weirdest airplanes ever made. From flying barrels to pancake-shaped fighters, these planes prove that when it comes to aviation, sometimes truth is stranger than fiction. These planes may not have always been successful, but they show the incredible ingenuity and daring of the people who designed and built them. It's a testament to the human spirit of pushing boundaries and exploring the unknown. Who knows what kind of crazy flying machines we'll come up with next? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more fascinating content. See you next time.